This art is on Persian calligraphy. So for Persians looking at it, they know what it is, what the alphabet is, and they have a little bit of a history of the calligraphy. So for them, this would be a comparison to what they have seen. But for my American people, I would think it's gonna look a graphic presentation and a combination of letters, which is presented in the first panel to give them introduction, and what can be created from letters in general. So this art is art of combining the letters together, creating a new form that will be more expressive of the meaning of the content. So while I was starting doing the Persian alphabet, it just came to my mind that we have only 32 letters in the whole alphabet. But from these 32 letters, we can make infinite words. The words, that's what I say in the writing, that can be heartbreaking or heartwarming. And that choice is ours. I only called the exhibition "The Choice is Ours." In this particular, I have tried to do put some meanings to what I have here, and I have a hard time to find a compatible word for one of this frame here that I'm talking about, the wind, how the scream of the wind is talking about things from my heart, but I had a hard time to find that word. But that could be my lack of enough knowledge in English. I'm an architect, so that's my first passion, and then the calligraphy. I'm interested in music, and I can see my architecture, my art in the design having a play in creating the calligraphy. Recently, 4 years ago, and I started it with exhibition at MFA. My mom had nice handwriting, so we always appreciated that. And I think I found myself interested in writing, I would say probably there, and obviously at school we had calligraphy lesson. Not in a creative way, but just writing clearly, nicely. Using the digital technology, and in the beginning I was hesitant about that. That is taking a really big step away from the tradition, which is using pen and pencil, pen and ink, and creating the writing. But as anything that could help make the calligraphy expressive, I use. So I start with, I have done both ways, using even with the traditional way, but mostly I use the digital pad, create that and play with it, make the forms. That's how I do it. Calligraphy is basically has been, and the reason for start of the calligraphy back in the history has been bringing the religious verses to make it permanent, to be visible, to be more expressive. And then there has been Persian calligraphy is also established on poems from famous poets. So basically has a great meaning into it, bringing verses from religious or from poets, big poets. And my goal is doing the same, and also the verses or sentences or from songs that has created a deep memory for people, using those, bringing those in. Here is a song, a very popular song in Iran, is a revolutionary song that I have created this, and just one one part of the song is, could bring the whole memories of the past and the history. So it would be a combination of poems and my own writings and other verses. Those are representative of some names, taking the names and playing with it and creating the form of calligraphy. Yes, I grew up there. I finished my education in architecture, with master in architecture and urban design. I moved here in 1977. Before moving here, I was working on a huge luxury condominium project called Ekbatan with Americans there and contractors from America. And so before things started to go change, I moved to America. That would be my goal, to communicate with Western audience too, not just Iranians, because that's what we want to expand the culture, Iranian culture, further in the society we'll live in. Thank you for interviewing me, and I hope people who have visited here, they take away from this exhibition would be what I mentioned about 32 letters and our choice, or letters of the alphabet and our choice in making the words that are heartwarming instead of heartbreaking.